Our goal is to increase access to healthy foods, and what better place than the farmers market where you get lots of fresh produce.
I think you probably have to ask the community what it means to them, but I think I'm seeing it on the happy shoppers that stop by my booth.
My favorite thing about the farmers market is just the fact that it builds community. You see all kinds of different kinds of people, men, women, young, old, just everybody, and the fact that we have access to all this fresh produce. And it also puts a few more dollars in the farmer's pocket.
It's really been an exciting ride. 3 years ago, Lynn Brand and I had a conversation at the Fergus Falls Garden Club. I had this personal dream, having moved to the area recently. I couldn't understand why Ottertail, the county seat, did not have a farmer's market. And I overheard her talking about it too. So I went up to her at coffee and I said, do you think this is something maybe we could do here? And it turned out she was really excited about it too. However, the first thing we discovered was that it takes a little more than a good idea, a handful of flyers and a small sign to really get going.
SHIP is involved came along at the right time for the farmers market. They were in need of some little infusion of energy, and SHIP was able to come alongside the farmers market directors to provide some of that support, and they were able to help provide some planning assistance, taking a look at what they are currently doing.
That created more vendors, which grew the farmers market. We also provided some signage, to promote people to use the farmers market and to be able to find it and help them remember every time they drove by that there's a farmers market here on Saturday.
Connect them to other farmers markets that were successful so that they could network and get some much needed training so they felt like they could better serve the community and improve on the vendor experience and community experience of the farmers market.
I also started doing demo tastings thanks to our governor and the Department of Health and the Minnesota Department of Farmers Markets. New guidelines have been put into place this last year, so it makes it much easier for us to demo and put together some nice little tasty treats. I try to work mine out so that it complies with the glut of a particular produce rather than a sure sell that someone has.
SHIP oftentimes serves as a role as being a connector. They help partners connect or link to community resources that are important, secure funding from other agencies in the area, and provide best practice models to follow.
Lakes Country Service Cooperative has been a longtime partner with SHIP in our community, Partnership for Health, and we've been working on healthy food access in the community for a long time. We really found the need for a regionally scaled model to help with the services that it would take to bring fresh local food into our schools and other institutions.
Lakes Country Service Cooperative here in Fergus Falls, Minnesota has created a local food hub called Fresh Connect. And what they do is they aggregate vegetables and produce from small farmers such as ourselves and then distribute that to local schools.
The food hub really came about from the healthy eating work in the community that has been happening in the area, and we have really found the need for fresh local foods and healthier foods with our community.
So when we look at the food hub and we can deliver a steady amount, it's good income for us, it's great food for the kids, and I think all around it's been really good.
Our goal is to work with the small to mid-sized local farmer who probably can't reach the wholesale market on their own, and so by coordinating and using food through the food hub, we can provide those services so that we have enough food to serve the amounts of children in schools and other institutions as well.
This year, the Fresh Connect Food Hub will serve schools primarily, but in future years, they are looking to expand to child care facilities, nursing homes, healthcare organizations, universities, and other institutions.
The farmers have been great to work with. All the farmers that we're working with right now, I would say are small to mid-sized farmers, anywhere from an acre to 50 acres. And they're really showing that they can diversify what they've been growing. They can still participate in a farmer's market or a CSA, but then also sell some of their produce that they can grow very easily or in large quantities to us at the Food Hub.
Part of any small farm that's trying to, make their business plan and succeed on the farm, needs to, have a multifaceted approach. And so it's nice to have something like the Food Hub where we can have that steady income, and be able to kind of know that all the produce and all the hard work that we're putting out there is finding a home and finding a place on someone's plate.
Megan Henry is one of the farmers that we're working with from Sundogs Prairie Farm, as well as 8 other producers. And so it's been really fun to see them expand and participate in another outlet for some of their produce.
Unhealthy foods are everywhere. We're bombarded with unhealthy food messaging every single day. The community garden allows for residents to be able to access healthy whole foods that are nutrient dense, that can help prevent diabetes and heart disease and other chronic illnesses. The garden came to be by providing a vision of how a community can increase access to healthy foods as a way to support community health with the administration of Lake Region Healthcare. And the administration quickly jumped on board as a champion by helping acquire the donated land that you see behind me that is now known as Lake Region Takes Root Community Garden. SHIP has been involved in the community garden by allowing us to participate in the planning process since the inception of the community garden. They help provide us connection to key resources and relationships in the region, such as University of Minnesota, who allows to come and be a part of the garden to help us look at ways to be more efficient so we can grow more food in more efficient ways to better serve other people.
It makes me feel really good just because there's a lot of people in my community that, that you look around, you don't think there's people that need it in this small community, but there are. There's a lot of people that still need good, healthy food, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel good because I'm a small part of that, I guess.
Personally, being involved in the garden is one of my favorite parts of my job. It's one of those things that I can work on, doing what I'm supposed to do as an employee, but can also feel really good about it personally.
The garden produce goes directly to families in need. It goes to the Women, Infants, and Children's program all throughout Otter Tail County. It also goes to 3 area food shelves in Fergus Falls, Battle Lake, and Pelican Rapids.
The people who receive the food tell us it is making a difference, that they do have food insecurity, that they know that improving their health needs to involve eating more fruits and vegetables, but that's an expensive thing to do and not always really that feasible for them, and this does make a difference. The community has been extremely supportive of this garden, from individuals to service groups to grants. It's been amazing to see how the contributions have come in both locally and even regionally.
What's growing in the garden is everything between A and Z. It can be beans and peas, zucchini, carrots, radishes, beets, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, squash, you name it, it's all growing there.
Where we see this community garden in the next 5 years is much bigger than I would have said even a year ago because of the progress that's happened just in the first 2 years. I think that we'll see it thriving, growing, hopefully utilizing every square inch of this space that we have, and hopefully touching even more people.
I honestly believe that the community garden will be a model for other communities to follow. We are putting a lot of resources into studying and evaluating how we are doing things in this community garden, and the eyes are upon Fergus Falls on watching how this garden is being built and managed, and that we will be able to share lessons learned with other communities so that they can too experience the same success that we have.
I feel as though the adage from the old film, build it and you will come, and they will come, really has panned out for us. As you can see, they are coming.